Hey, what's going on, people? Let's see as folks are piling into the room. Oh man, let's see. Let's go over here. Well, there will not be one of these tomorrow, but there will be one Monday, and it's going to be in a different place once I get that set up. Aha! I'm playing around, playing around. What's going on, Joseph? And I'm just checking to see if there's any questions. There are no questions over there. Would be better if they just gave you one format for this. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. So as people come in, I will just flash this up because that starts very soon. Sunday, in fact. That's when that kicks off, Sunday. And then there's stuff after that. And there's all kinds of stuff that's going on. But I was going to do something different today. But I want to talk about this. And this may bounce around because I haven't fully set this up. Because every time I hit the table, this whole thing shakes. It's kind of a little disconcerting. But essentially, mistakes are good. People on this chat are funny. I'm here. You can start now. That's really funny. That's really funny. All right. Essentially, mistakes are good. I'll talk about some new directions that are happening. Essentially, the hangout was titled "Escape from eBay and Amazon," and I really put some thought into it. Thought about it all night last night, and we're going in a new direction with that. Very new direction. I'm not going to get too deep into it because I have a video that's going to be up on YouTube probably later on today. But essentially, I want to help people do what I'm doing and not be on YouTube, but to create a source of income that is yours, that you build from your own two hands, from your own paws. Because I'm looking at what's happening with the internet, which is still very wild, woolly, crazy, but typically, I will tell you, there's going to be a new YouTube channel that I'm doing. You hear about all that stuff, but typically, people are getting locked in on certain things, and when you say, "Hey, wake up," they're like, just like, no, I don't want to wake up. I want that steak. I know it's not a steak. I know it's not here, but it tastes good and I feel good. So, yeah, putting my ass back to sleep and wipe my memories. That's where a lot of folks are. They're definitely not really looking to embrace change. That's the thing, not looking to embrace change. But essentially, let's see what's going on here. Louis in with the cool people. Delayed audio. I don't know. Don't know about that. Is anyone else getting delayed audio? Let's see. I'll wait for a second. Shouldn't be. Like I said, I don't know what's going on this end. So if anyone is getting delayed audio, it could be me. It could be the Hangout deal. Oh, yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So we will roll on with that. But the whole thing is, chat room's pretty active today. Everybody's coming in. George is here. Chuck is here. Nasheed, Louis, Jacob, James, who's like, hey, now I'm here. Tommy, the room's filling up. But essentially, what was that, Corey? Uh, yeah, everyone's saying it's good. So it may be on your end. But what we're going to do going forward is product development, starting businesses, and I'll say it, they will not be part of eBay, Amazon. Totally different stuff. Totally different way of looking at this. Totally different way of making money. And that's what I'm saying. Like I said, there will be a video about that later. Shane said had no audio or video for the first 4 minutes. Had to refresh screen and got everything. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. But essentially, we're back. We're going in a new direction because I thought about what I have done, and I really thought about it. Because the money is not as good as the storage auction money, it's not cash. That's something I do miss. I think I didn't really appreciate my business as much as I should because I was looking at it from the wild, crazy storage auction business. But then when I thought about it, 2009, this didn't exist. None of this stuff existed. And it's like, that's what people need to learn how to do. Create businesses from their the most desires, not your passion. You know, your passion might be watching porn. I don't know if there's any porn watching entities or businesses that's going to make you rich. Don't know. Maybe if you're watching the right porn and you do a little blackmail, that might work. But essentially, we're going to do something different. Yeah, it's a green. Wait a minute. All right, let me hold on a second. I'm getting advanced audio. How can, I don't know. It could be a feedback loop. It is a Green Lantern shirt. Tony's, I'm in a time warp. Brian's not seeing anything. Refresh your screen. Let me see. Maybe I can communicate this way to the folks who can't get in. If you are having issues. Cool. So let's see. Hopefully that's got that handled. But yeah, definitely Greenland. I love it. I got all kinds of gear recently for some other stuff. Now, I'll have to look that up. But essentially, there's a lot of big changes happening, and I want to bring you guys along because I'm not going to give you the typical hate on third-party platforms. I'm not. What I'm going to do is give you a new perspective because as I look at this, I start to think about the future and what is going on. Big Bang Theory. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on with the Hangouts. Like I said, I am we're winging it. But I want you to think about something. Like I said, give you a new perspective. What would happen to your life if you created a product and say 5 years from now, not tomorrow, not next year, or even the year after, but 5 years from now, that product sets your family up on a financial future that you never imagined? I mean, you have to really think about that because I haven't done the research, so I don't have any numbers. But from reading up on businesses since I was in high school, and I know there are people who do Amazon and eBay who do 7 and 8 figures. I know they exist. But I think that they're part of a very limited group. I don't think that they're, number one, they're in the top percentile of any seller on those platforms. And I think it's going to get harder and harder to get there. But if lately I've been watching a lot of people who are innovators and entrepreneurs who've created stuff, and I'm seeing, in my mind, ridiculously compressed timelines. 4 years to several million to a few cases 100 million. 6 years up to a net worth of 30 million. To me, that is very fast. I know if you're broke and you want your money now, that's not very fast. Let's see. Use a. Okay, it's weird. Some people have lag issues, some people don't. Hold on. Let me go into the control panel, and I'm gonna jack up the volume. So we'll see. So we're going with that. But also, yeah, this webinar is not going to be on for a full hour. I'm not doing that. Actually, I'm going to bring it down to probably 20, 30 minutes. But essentially, what I see the future is, you have to be a creator. You have to be a producer. Whatever you're going to do, if you're still doing storage auctions, you've got to set your mind that you're going to be the big dog. Lower. Let's see. Oh no. Okay. I agree with David. For those who want to start fast, the $100 Startup, that's a great book. I highly recommend it. And Jacob agrees with me. That's fast as hell. I mean, seriously, 4, 6, or even 10 years. The chat room is nasty. Joe, eBay's awesome for 6 months and horrible for the next 6 months. Louis, I sat on my sofa last night trying to figure out something to create, and one of those. I'm going to fall asleep and waking up with a stiff neck. Oh, this is weird. We'll work out those issues. But essentially, what I think is the future is promised to people who are going to be innovators and creators. Now, I think I'm going to do it. I think I did it in the group. I'm going to do it again because I love this story. Yeah, I can find it. I found it. Like I said, I'm still doing this stuff. Last time I did like a real screen share, it kind of went real stupid. Like, real stupid. But I'm going to show you something. And this is just part and parcel to the things that I'm talking about. And I'm going to actually break this down because every time I look at this, I am just totally, it gives me chills. It gives me chills. So I think I'm going to bring this up. Hold on. Let's see. I'll get to the questions in a minute because I've got too many things going on. I think I need to. Here we go. No, you don't need to see that. You need to see this. Cool. Finally, we got it up. So, all right, I am having like some lag issues myself. Okay, let's get rid of that. I've got all right, here we go. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Got a lot of stuff going on, and I think that may be the reason for some of the lag issues. So I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, that should help. This should make things. Before I do what I was going to do, let me check out the questions real quick. George, what's a good website you would recommend? Is Shopify one of them? I sold various things on eBay last month and paid over $200 in fees. That's what you sold, like $1,200 worth of stuff, $1,500. I mean, the fees are not no joke. Okay, let's talk about Shopify. I'm not going to get too deep in it. I was going to try Shopify for some of my products. It's a very slick presentation. It could be great for physical products. It's not your website. This is the thing I want you to understand. It's not the problem you're going to have is not going to be your website. The problem that you will have is how to get traffic to that website. Yeah, the chat room is rough. The chat room is rough. Digital recess. I got to watch off eBay. Some guy put it up for a 99 cent off, a 99 cent auction. I couldn't believe it. We're gonna say screw the universe. All right, since I am up on the questions, I'm gonna do the screen share. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. And this is just, there's something else that happened, but I'm not gonna share it just yet. If my thing will work, it's not working. Okay, all right, it's not working. It is one of those days. Well, not really. Actually, the day's been pretty good. Work, damn it. Well, all right, I can't show you. Well, what I will do is I will work with what I have, and I will send you the link so you can check it out. I want everybody to go there. Really, hold on. Hold on. There was. Can't do it right now, but yeah, I will be posting a copy of this later to watch on YouTube. So if you cannot hang out, it will be there for you. So you're good to go there. Okay, everything is working except for this. Insane. Okay. All right, so crazy things are happening here. I'm having a few issues, but okay, we will work it out. And I've got somebody trying to do something. Okay, cool. All right, it freaking won't work. All right, let's just go back to the chat room where the cool kids are. Essentially, all right, with Isle, Origami Isle, this girl starts. She ain't 20 yet. She's not 20, and she started this company 4 years ago. They did 250 million in sales last year. That to me is not fast. That is lightning fast for business. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, American Hustler's dead. I got rid of all that. Joe says I sell at least one item per day on eBay from November to April. I'm lucky to sell one item per month from May to October. Damn, that's pretty ugly. Louis, regarding the change, I also believe in making necessary changes in business, but an intermediate change good for business, or is a time frame necessary before making change? If you're going to start a goal, you need a deadline, because it will just linger forever and ever. It really will. Okay, it's back. All right. This is what I was talking about. It's working. The universe has said, okay, we're going to give you something, dude. Like I said, I don't think she's 20. This one right here, she started this. Believe she did about 40,000 on her own, because this is the story that we were told. I don't know what really went down, but I want to believe it. That sounds good. That she wanted to buy a car, and at 14, her parents told her to start a business. They didn't say get a job. They said start a business. And within a year, which is extremely impressive for a kid to make 30, I think it was 30 or 40,000. That's what she made before her parents jumped in. But that's incredible money, period. I mean, there's a lot of you that would like to make 30, 40,000. I understand she's a kid in school. So this isn't like a full-time, well, it could have been full-time. I don't know. I wasn't there. But the whole gist of it is this brings home the power of being a creator. Now, let's talk about these other things. She makes jewelry, right? This is, she's got these little things. She just made it a little bit different. And they do a pure model where people have these shows in their home, trunk shows, whatever. But I want you to just think about what's that. Now, what would you do if you started a company and let's just not say 4 years, so 8 years from now, it's worth $250 million and it's putting 10 mil, because you're not taking a lot of money out of the company, it's putting 10 mil in your pocket every year after taxes. That's the kind of thought process that I'm looking at, and that's one of the reasons that I've kind of backed down from the resale thing, because it's very hard to get to those levels when you're doing that. Let's see, Corey. Okay, how can I get capital for a new business and build business credit if you have not good credit? I'm thinking about 2000. Corey, I'm thinking not even that. All right. When we were doing 30 days to $2,500, we had a lot of people in that situation who had no money. Actually, well, I don't know if he's still around, Clevis, but Clevis had absolutely nothing, and he hustled up about $450, I think, in about 8 days from nothing. What you want to do is not think about capital. You want to think about what you can create and bring to the market as lean as possible. If you think you need 2,000, figure out how to do it on 200. Because this is what I learned when it came to me through osmosis. This is what I learned from selling office furniture. I got to talk to a lot of business owners. I got to see a lot of business processes. Not so much the behind the scenes stuff, but I remember this client who was going to start this consulting business. Rented A-class space. There's A-class, there's B-class. A-class being the most expensive. That's what's going to be in your rich part of town or the cosmopolitan part of town. Office space going for a premium. Client had rented some nice space, bought furniture. I think they were in business because I actually ended up getting the furniture back and reselling it 6 months. And the problem they had was they were spending money so fast and money wasn't coming in. So cleanse your mind of that, hey, I got to get $2,000. What you have to do is get your product or service together and get it out there and see if it makes money. If you have a product or service and you can go to 100 people and you can't sell it, you don't have a product or service. There's something wrong. Either the marketplace doesn't want it or your price point, something's wrong. But do that first before you even thinking about borrowing money to do a business. And it's Chuck. Kids don't have the blinders on like adults do. To them, it's all fun and little to no risk. Fresh minds ready to learn, grow, and prosper. Failure, too, is good for them. Rather lose while you're young than while old. I agree 100%. Joe, the guru say never borrow money to start a business. And Louis, I got capital for selling junk around the house. That is actually in my first book, How to Make Money A to Z with Self-Storage Unit Auctions, 2011. Go around your house, sell a bunch of shit you don't need, get rid of it, to actually get money, seed money, to go out and start making more money. Now, that's a good point. That's a real good point. Yeah, because the thing is, I want you to think about yourself as an entrepreneur. What is the most important thing about your business? It survives. What's the next most important thing? You survive. One of the biggest reasons, and this is my big problem with student loans, you'll take someone 22 to 26 and hamper them with a $400 to $1,000 per month payment. Someone put in one of my groups that 41% of the graduates last year got jobs making under 25 grand per year. You know that's like $1,800 a month gross, 1,900 bucks a month minus taxes. So these people are bringing home 1,600, maybe 1,800, like essentially 800 to 900 every 2 weeks. So a $400 payment, and that's like for the lower level loans, is huge. That's like 20% of their take home pay. Now, if they're in the $600 range or worse, they're in the $800 range, and they're bringing home 1,800 to 1,900 bucks a month. That's onerous. And the thing is, it's sabotaging the future because they can't buy houses, they can't buy cars, they can't contribute to the economy because they're contributing to those student loans. It's an ugly thing. Let's see what we got going on here. Warren Buffett says, I think the stock market is going to crash hard. Yeah, things in the house go up and down. But essentially, where I'm at with this is creating a process to help people start businesses, because I'm not the smartest person in the room, and I didn't graduate college, and I didn't grow up in a rich family. I had nothing. I did all this shit from scratch. So what's that's to say is you can do it. It's just, do you want to do it? We got someone here, Jacob. My student loan debt would be over $1,000 per month if I hadn't really paid off one loan and asked to have one reduced. Sally Mae is what relationship I wish I had never hooked up with. Student loan debt is my biggest monkey. That's a big thing for many people. So it's definitely a problem. But back on point, and like I said, I was going to cut this off early, but oh well, we're here. Getting to what I said about actually starting something. Now, let's go with mistakes are good. Let's go. Mistakes are good. Use me as your test, your guinea pig on that. Essentially, with estates, I mean not estates, estates that'll come later. But essentially, with mistakes, you have flip it out. Essentially, with mistakes, you have this process of learning, and these student loan numbers are eye popping. It just kind of threw me off for a second when I saw that. But all right, let's take Conundrum Publishing, which was a mistake-laden operation from day one. All kinds of stuff was happening, and it still went on. And I'm gonna give you two things here, and I'm gonna explain something that someone asked me. But when you are not afraid to make mistakes, mistakes are good. Mistakes are good because you're going to learn much, much faster, and the lesson's going to stick. But so many people are afraid of looking bad. What the hell are y'all talking about over here? Oh, people are dropping knowledge in the chat room, but mistakes. Like I said, mistakes are good, but people are so worried about looking bad that they will typically. Hold on a second. Typically, they will not do what they want to do because the pain of staying the same is not as great as the pain of change. And it's weird. It's really weird because I do understand that once you do something messed up, people will judge you for a long time. It's true. It's happened to me. But you kind of have to go, damn that, and just keep moving, because this is something real funny. Like many of you know that I've recently started writing stuff, and it's real funny because before I started putting out the books, I put out I don't know how many newsletters and didn't hear a word. When I said I was writing together, Writing again, all the time it's like, well, hey, this is wrong, this is misspelled. And someone sent me something where actually it wasn't misspelled. They were just they jumped on the first thing they saw. Now, I'm going to explain to you why it didn't bother me. I write other stuff under a pen name, and there's a reason that I don't share it with you. The first reason is I want to see what that can do on its own. The second reason is my dissenters can't go over there and leave jacked up feedback on Amazon, which they would do. It's happened before. And these books, they're not long. I'll crank them out. And I edit them myself. And I noticed something. I have 3 and 4 and a few 5 stars. And not one thing about editing. Not one. And I'm just sitting there like, this is real strange. Why is that? Because part of it is, going back to what I was talking about in 30 Days of 2500, stasis judgments. Once you get judged with something, there are some people who want to keep you in that box, don't care what you've done to change, no, you're still there because that makes them feel better about their own mediocrity. If there's someone that still has their thumb on you and, whatever happened before is different, that's their problem. And that's another reason that I keep that stuff on the DL, because I enjoy that section of Amazon. I go in there and say, I got a 3-star review. Oh, and I can take the criticism because I'm not getting what I call hate feedback. And that's a problem with the internet, because some of it's blatant. Some of it you just know. It's just ridiculous. But these third-party platforms work on those feedback systems. So if someone goes ahead and they get a tribe and they go in and we're going to go and leave 5 or 6 malicious feedbacks, that will impact your sales. It will impact your sales. Now, the sales of the other stuff, they're not like eye-popping because it's a different genre and I'm working my way through it. But I get enough to let me know that I'm on the right path. And the thing is, I don't get all of that BS. So what I'm telling you is go out, make mistakes, do what you want to do. And as you learn from these mistakes, it's going to make you smarter and smarter and smarter and smarter. Because when I realized that I didn't let people know what this stuff was going on, and it was just proof positive, because typically this is something else that's going on with the world. There's a lot of people that want to do what I'm doing, but they're kind of caught up. Let's see. Speaking of caught up, I have to check out the chat room because they're going crazy. Let's see. Whoa. All right. Dang. I had to learn to kill the perfect score mindset the school promotes. And made about 10 videos. This is cool. All right, this thing's moving real fast. All right. Louis. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. This is something really good. My good rule of thumb with regard to mistakes, I ask myself, will this matter in 5 years? If it does and it's a negative outcome, then I don't do it. If it doesn't, then I go for it. That's pretty cool. As long as that's kind of my thing, because trolls can flagging campaigns, seeing that. Oh, I like this. This is from Brian. There has been light and dark since the beginning of time. The world has not gotten more messed up. The world has become more complete, come into a more complete view. I agree. The powers that want to manifest their outcomes, and so do we. When we ignore their grand-scale manufacturing tactics, such as the slave of media for problem reaction solution economics, then we have more time to lift up on our own, which is one of the reasons I seriously monitor how much television I watch. I agree, because like I said, like he just said, the world didn't become more fucked up. We just have TMZ, Twitter, Instagram, where you can see how fucked up it is much more quickly. It used to be people had to write newspapers and reporters had to actually get in their cars and go out and interview someone. Now, that same kind of story can happen in 5 minutes and be spread all over the world. Very good point. And Chuck is, many people make fake channels to mess with people, and that's one of the reasons that I stopped doing the battles. But essentially, do not allow mistakes to impede your progress, because if you're not doing something that's going to result in someone losing their life, like, doing risky driving, go for it, because I will tell you, you will get smarter and smarter. The more mistakes you make, the smarter that you will become. The smarter you will become, and it will be much, much faster. Because, give you an example, I'm putting together a team for this new writing project, and I've already have 4 people come and go, because I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing to get the team together, because there's a lot of stuff that's coming out. But if I didn't push the machinery, I may have not gotten this information until 6 weeks to maybe 3 months from now, because I'm really pushing it. Let's see. Yeah. It's kind of crazy. Tony, my personal fear is wasting what little money I have and going to zero, which is stupid. I ain't at one now and I'm broke now. What am I risking? Essentially, anyone that doesn't have any money, that's why I'm going to still leave this other channel up. You should hustle. A hustle is a way to create temporary income. Temporary income is a few weeks to a few years with moderate to little effort. Amazon is a hustle. eBay is a hustle. Craigslist is a hustle. Garage sales are a hustle. That's what you need to do to get some money going. And also, this is something I talk about. Every entrepreneur has had that you have to control your personal finances. Either you're going to manage your money or your money's going to manage you. And that kills so many people because they can't do anything because they're broke. I'm talking about, well, as soon as the bills come in, they're broke. Got to borrow $20 for gas. Can't buy lunch because they have absolutely no money. You've got to get out of that situation. If that means you got to sell a bunch of shit, if that means you may have to move out of that nicer place you really like to a cheaper place, that's what you got to do. Let's see. There's all kinds of things going on here. I'm reading what Shane wrote about how some YouTube channels are being deleted. YouTube started a campaign to get rid of the political, the conspiracy channels, and a lot of those guys got hammered. And I do think it was unfair because a lot of their channels, unfortunately, were cesspools of hate. And you can say what you want, but if you've noticed, they've really gotten rid of, or really working on getting rid of, a lot of these folks who just spew hate. Oh, Donica's is putting out some stuff. Tony, holding on to what little money you have, hoards it and blocks the opportunity for more money to come. Worst case scenario, you didn't waste money because if you lost it, you learned from it. You actually grew. Oh man, people are getting it. I like that. Boy, I'm telling you, the chat room is. I wish I could just like move the chat room over here into the screen. I'm going to read this. Money is not the powerhouse. The ability to make it is. Producer consumer mindset. As long as you have the ability under your belt, you can repeat what has worked for you or others. That is why I did the I'm never retiring video. That right there. All right, this is just going to go all over the place, but I don't care. One of the reasons that I'm not going to retire is I've experienced what I call 60% retirement. I get to do pretty much what the hell I want to do every day because I don't have a schedule. And I realized that if I had what some people crave to be, which is no schedule, nothing to do, just sit at home, money comes in, I'd be bored out of my freaking mind. Because I took a year off and didn't really do anything. And I was like, okay, this is enough for me. So I'll always do something. And I think if you can get to the point where you control your money and your time, you have reached retirement level. Because that's what retirement is. You control your time. And the thing is, I didn't want to be at that level when I was old and broke down. And hopefully, these trips to the gym and all this other stuff I'm doing will keep that from happening. But you have the ability, if you make some decisions, regardless of where you are financially right now, to reach a level of retirement, which in the next 3 to 5 years, if you redefine what retirement is, retirement to me is controlling your time. You get to control your day. You get to chart out what you're going to do. If you can get to that level, you will reach a level of freedom that there's a lot of older people, they don't have that level of freedom. Let's see what we got going on here. Dude, we've got some good stuff going on today. Joe, if you can't manage your money, don't even think about starting. I mean, it's true. Yeah, the chat room is pretty fun. People are kicking it because I will talk about the large economy, and I'll talk about the smaller economy. All that stuff you read in the newspaper about the price of gas, oil, all this other stuff. Okay, if you need gas, right, you have to have it. Whatever the price is, you're going to buy it, right? So instead of worrying about how to get it or how much it's going to cost you, start worrying about how can I make more money because I have to do this. And, to give you two parallels, when I was a bum, labor pool days and stuff, the economy was great and I was a bum. When Conundrum Publishing started 2009, everyone knows where the economy was. I created a successful business. So what does that tell you? Forget the larger economy. Figure out what you can do to serve people, because this is the thing. People are going to eat. They're going to buy gas. They're going to screw. They're going to buy alcohol. There are certain things that just they may be reduced. They may grow, but their money still circulates because there's too many people. There's too much stuff going on. Because if we get to the point where there's like 45% unemployment across the board, we may have a war in the United States, because there's going to be so many people out there who don't have, and they're going to be very envious and jealous of the folks who do. So that's something else to think. But don't get caught up in that stuff, because I put in there as in the group that I didn't get caught up with the racial stuff, because there are some black folks who think, I'm not even teaching my daughter this crap because I think it's bullshit. You have to be twice as good, 3 times as good as a white person. Okay, I done made massive freaking mistakes. Massive mistakes. Books with typos and stuff, and people gave me a second chance, a third chance, a fourth chance, a fifth chance, a sixth chance. So if all of these racial politics, and that's what a lot of this stuff is on both sides, were true, then my black ass wouldn't be here today, making mistakes, not being good. And that's one of the things that really, really bothers me. I agree, Tony. There is some great stuff on here today. And time is greater than money, because you can never get that back. I mean, it is killer. Yep, time can be the greatest thief if you don't do anything with it. Because I was listening to someone, and he was talking about something his dad told him, and he said, "Don't be worthless." And I really thought about that. It's like, be somebody, do something, and it made a lot of sense, because when you're worthless, all you do is try to drag down other people. Shane, the guy whose channel was shut down was pro different races, pro gay. I like that, pro different races, anti-violence. Apparently, he shut down because he was talking about the methods that can be used by normal people to change the political system without violence. More than likely, he got shut down because a bunch of people ganged up on him. This is something you don't know. If you get enough people to complain about a channel, regardless of the content, YouTube will shut that shit down. So it's not so much what they're doing and what they're talking about, because you can go look right now and find some really perverse shit on YouTube right now, and no one's saying anything, because YouTube self-governs, which means the people of YouTube report all this stuff. That's why you see folks with music in their videos and AdSense ads, because no one's reported them yet. I agree. Gas and diesels will concern all of us, and the impact will be great. But once again, I say, hey, figure out how to make as much money as you can. Using what you have. Let's see. Here's Louis. About 10 years ago, I walked out of my office job, sold my house, paid off my car and all my debts. Now I'm debt free. I have a debit card to pay for stuff immediately. If I can't pay cash for something, then I should own it. Debt is another form of slavery, and it kind of goes back to why people can't start businesses. There are many people that I've talked to that they are too loaded up with debt that they don't even have the mental freedom to even think of doing a business, because they can't take a day off without paid time off. Or if your situation is that if a month goes by and you don't get paid and you're losing all your shit, you are in a bad place. Yeah, definitely people have to challenge their thing. I mean, I never got caught up in the color thing. I don't know. I was an alien from Planet Spankable, but I know that if you put your heart and effort out there, regardless of if you're a man, a woman, black, white, whatever, the world will respond. And a lot of people don't believe that. Flagging campaigns, yeah, this stuff happens. Now, this is true. If you Vivo, nothing ever happens. I noticed that years ago. Definitely true. But this is the whole mindset that I want people to develop about how to actually see. I'm learning how this thing works. Aha. Who's got their hand raised? And it's Bob. Hey, Bob, how you doing? Back to chat. What I learned is that when you kind of what someone said about kids don't have this fear of failure. I have a fear of failure, but I don't let it stop me. I'm not going to say, oh, no, I don't fear failure. Oh, failure is not fun. But sometimes I approach products and things like with childlike enthusiasm, because my mind is, what if it works? But unlike many people, I have a freedom to experiment and do stuff because I don't have a job. I don't have to go anywhere. So I can sit back here, and I'm very productive. I've noticed that. I can put out a lot of stuff because I've done many things. Oh yeah, I saw that. I actually saw that happen and knew it was going to happen. What can happen to D Health Store? When he started going after Alexis, I was like, it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time, and it happened. Yep. Chuck, I think people are thinking outside the box. They're thinking outside the box because they have to. If you take an hour and just go on YouTube and Google student loan debt or this, I wish I never got a degree, you will see people who are being forced to think, and many of them feel shafted. Wow, a lot of good stuff going on. But essentially, mistakes are good. Mistakes are great. Mistakes are fucking awesome because from my mistakes, I learned how to do other things. And I'm going to make more mistakes. I'm going to piss off people. I'm going to say the wrong thing. But the whole thing is you have to keep going. You have to say, I'm going to do this. If it happens, it happens. But I'm going to do this. Alexis, Alexis is special. That's what I'm gonna say. Let's see, Joe. How much risk will you take? Well, I'll tell you. When I got in the storage auction business, I owed this company $130,000. I had 25,000, and I went into the storage auction business with five. And it was the storage auction business that helped me pay off that other debt. So I risked the whole house. I'm not going to say you should do that, but I did. And part of that, let me give you more. I was used to living on inconsistent paydays. When I was in selling office furniture, I didn't get paid every week. It forced me to manage. I mean, you can't have that kind of business and not manage your money well, or you won't be in business long. Oh, excuse me. I like that. When it's hot enough to drive an hour to pick up, it's hot enough to list it before you get home. Years ago, Verizon had this little thing that you used to stick into your laptop, this air card, and I really would do that, and it made a big difference. I actually bought units and sold 10, 20, 30% of the contents before I got home. Speed is very important in the resale business. I mean, I'm with you, Louis, on that. Yeah, that thing with Alexis is just crazy. Donica, wow, my biggest mistake was going back into the workforce after being a successful entrepreneur for several years. Now I can't seem to jump back off the wheel. I think part of the reason that people get trapped, because I don't know your circumstances, but I'm going to assume that you have a family, and that is a huge thing for people. When you've got kids and stuff, it makes it very hard to be risky. David, what do you say when you wake up one day? It's funny. I wake up. This is my wake up routine. Today's gonna be a great day. That's the first thing. And if I'm gonna do a product email, I'll put on the sheet how much I want to make. Then I'll write the copy and see how it goes. I'm getting more and more into that. And speaking of, bam, before we roll out of here, like I said, this is not happening tomorrow, but it is happening Monday. It is happening Monday. And Monday might be real special. I may be doing something real different on Monday. It may be from a coffee shop, which would be could be fun. It could be fun. I don't know. I don't know because I am going to be out of town next week. So yes, I'm doing this. I'm taking the show on the road. So wherever I'm at, and it's just because freaking hotels they don't let you freaking check in. Some of them do because I've learned like if you call ahead in like two, because if they say four, you can usually get in around two if they have beds, and typically if it's a king size, you can always get in. So I may do it from the hotel room or I may do it from a coffee shop. I hadn't quite determined, but the show will go on. It would definitely go on. But this is kicking off Sunday. We're going to do the YouTube thing. And I'm still, and I even share some other stuff with you about this because the writing world is in a state of turmoil, which is good. This disruption, all of these things that are happening is awesome. And it's putting more people out in the streets that I can help, that can help me do these things because the goal is 12 books this year, and one is done, and three are in progress. So there's going to be some months I'm going to have to put out two. But like I said, once I get this freaking team built together, and that's the thing, and part of the team is I got to be able to have, I got to have full confidence. I don't know how many times I've gotten left hanging with people, designers, and editors because you only see the end result. You don't see all of the stuff behind the scenes. Like you're talking to someone, they half-ass edit your book, but they want to be paid. Talking about suing you, and I'm like, oh, this is messed up. Things like that. I will cue you in on that. Okay, it is 3:55. For anybody that wants to be there Sunday, just click the YouTube thing. Also, there will be another video, probably, yeah, today or tomorrow, because like I said, it just depends. A lot of stuff's going on about the new thing that's coming up. But let me see if there's any more questions. and with the cool kids? All right. Let's see. Ah, yep. Yeah, I mean that's just reality. A lot of people they get kind of caught up in the baby stage and baby pictures and stuff. The real shit starts when they get 9 months to two. That's when it cranks up again when they're 3 to 4. Then it cranks up some more. The baby years are the easy years. A lot of folks don't know that. It cracks me up. It's like, oh, this is so hard. It's like, just wait, just wait. Let's see. Got caught up in the student loan thing, but I refused to whine. I love that. Let's see. I remember my dad used to say, shoot for an A and get a C. Then again, if you shoot for a C and get the C, good job. That's funny. Uh, I am using Google's webinars on there. So that's why, because I know with other Hangouts, the chat automatically gets saved. Automatically. Yeah, the Power of Subconscious Mind by Dr. Josie Murray changed my freaking life. There's more people. That's one of the reasons the content's better because when Get Response was down, people didn't know this was happening, except for the folks who were like really in the groups. On the channel that's Glendon Karen Author, I'm actually going to talk about that. Like I said, there's a ton of stuff that's coming this year. Of course, I'm not wearing any pants. I work in my pajamas. That's funny. That's funny. All right, it is 3:57. Anybody that wants to get in on this, just go ahead, lock that down. I will see you Sunday. There will not be a hangout tomorrow, but there will be one Monday from maybe a coffee shop. I don't know, because I play around with the software and stuff, and I know that I can do it from the hotspot off my phone, so it's got enough juice. So we will see. Yeah, taking the show on the road. This should be real fun, real fun. But with that, I want to say thanks to everybody that came out. Really appreciate it. And let's see, what's this? No, there's nothing tomorrow. It will be Monday. I have one scheduled for tomorrow, but I'm going to change that to Monday. So, all right, everyone, have a great weekend. And for all the mothers in the room, happy Mother's Day. And I will see y'all guys next week. Okay, didn't mean to do that. But anyway, it's in there. Aha, I know what I did. There we go. Okay.